Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and it is 0 degrees right now as I film this in Kentucky. Frigid, freezing weather conditions, record lows, just awful outside. So I figured, seems like a perfect time to do a DVD Blu-ray update. So got a bunch of DVDs here, got a bunch of Blu-rays here, got some cool stuff that I picked up at used bookstores. And I know I've stressed this in prior DVD and Blu-ray updates, but I'm going to stress it again. If you're beginning your DVD and Blu-ray collection, or if you're looking to expand your DVD and Blu-ray collection on a fairly frugal budget, go check out secondhand bookstores, half-price bookstores, even pawn shops in your area. It's all kind of in the same milieu, really. Because I've really been able to find a lot of really cool, oddball, obscure, kind of off-the-wall titles at these kind of places for really cheap. And here lately I've been on a pretty good run. It seems like every time I visit my local half-price bookstore or used bookstore, I walk out with just an armful of titles and just other cool stuff. So anyway, without further ado, I'll go ahead and dive into the Blu-rays. The first Blu-ray here is the Arrow release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I did a standalone video of this, an in-depth look inside of it. So for a more in-depth look, go check out that video. But this is just an awesome, stupendous edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from the fine folks over at Arrow. I wish we had a US edition like this, but yeah, really good stuff. Go check out that video for a more in-depth look inside of it. Next up, a movie I was very, very, very pleasantly surprised with, and also very, very pleasantly surprised with the insert here, that it was reversible. But this is the Maniac Blu-ray, and I love the reversible image here on this. So if you bought the Blu-ray, flip it around the insert to get this cool image here. But yeah, this is very pleasantly surprised with this movie. Of course, this is the remake of the 1981 classic Joe Spinell film with Elijah Wood in the lead. And yeah, put this on it was one of my 13 favorite movies of 2013, and richly deserved as far as I'm concerned. Really enjoy this movie. Good stuff. And I picked that up on Blu-ray. It was on Amazon for like $10. Next up, the next two titles got at Walmart for $5. This is Terminator. This has got 7 deleted scenes, Creating the Terminator, visual effects and music, and Terminator, a retrospective. So for $5, could not pass it up. Next up, also for $5, this is Jennifer's Body. I saw this movie probably a couple of years ago. Didn't really think that much of it, but I was moved to give it another look by my buddy Rafe Gutman on Twitter. He's also known as the Kentucky Contator, I believe is how you pronounce it, on YouTube. I'll put a link to his channel down below. Cool guy, funny guy, really smart guy. Wanted me to give this a second look, kind of a review request kind of thing, so I decided I would, and for $5, couldn't pass it up. Next up, picked this up off of Amazon. I believe it was listed for, I want to say, $10, $12. It was under $15 when I got it, but this is Man of Steel. This is the Blu-ray DVD, digital HD, ultraviolet, the whole 9 yards. This was another one on my 13 favorite movies of 2013. Kind of a controversial pick. I know a lot of people did not like this movie. I really don't understand why, but I really enjoyed it, and proudly am adding it to my Blu-ray collection. Next up, another one that was on my favorite list of 13 favorite movies of 2013, The Conjuring. I've talked endlessly about this movie on this channel, so I'm not going to really talk that much about it. This was picked this up the day after Black Friday because I couldn't find it on the Black Friday shelves, but they had it listed at they had it listed for $10, which was the Black Friday price, back in the electronics section. So just went to the electronics section the next day, picked this up, scanned it, make sure it was $10, which it was, and got it. So yeah, The Conjuring. And last but not least, for the Blu-rays, the Evil Dead remake. Picked this up off of Amazon. It was listed for like $4.99, so couldn't pass it up. I've talked about Evil Dead, did a standalone review of it. Yeah, lots of special features on this one. Yeah, lots of special features on this one. So yeah, pretty good flick, Evil Dead remake, and can't beat it for $4.99. All right, now on to the DVDs. First up, and I did a big in-depth unboxing and look inside this set, but this is the Planet of the Apes, the Ultimate Collection DVD set with the Caesar bust. And if this thing could talk, it would scream at the atrocities that it's witnessed down here in the man cave. But yeah, love this edition. For a more in-depth look inside of it, go check out that standalone video. But yeah, you go wait over here, buddy. All right, next up, used bookstore find. Really enjoyed this movie. Saw it on Netflix. Lovely Molly from director Eduardo Sanchez, who of course directed, co-directed, I should say, the Blair Witch Project, and directed the really awesome vignette on VHS 2 with the POV zombie apocalypse kind of thing. That was really, really cool, I thought. Really enjoyed this movie. Did a review of it a few months back. Go check that out for a more in-depth look inside the movie. But really enjoyed this flick. Had a lot of fun watching it. Thought it was very, very good. So yeah, check it out. Next up, another used bookstore find. This is Conan the Complete Quest. It's got both Conan films on it and quite a few special features, which is really why I bought it. Conan Unchained, the making of Conan. Got commentary with John Milius and Arnold Schwarzenegger, deleted scenes, special effects, the Conan archive. So yeah, that's really why I picked this one up. It was $3. Was more for the special features than for the films themselves. Because who's not seen both those Conan films at least a dozen times? Next up, again, used bookstore, $3. Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer Part 2. Saw this film many years ago and remember being very pleasantly surprised with it. Thought it was a very good sequel to the original Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, and I'm actually looking forward to checking it out again. This is the Dark Sky release. It's got audio commentary with director Chuck Perrello and H2, the making of a Madman featurette, along with outtakes and deleted scenes. So yeah, I really jumped at picking this one up for $3 at my used bookstore. So yeah, looking forward to checking it out again. Next up, yet again, these next two both used bookstore pickups, but from a different used bookstore. This is Versus, the Japanese horror action flick that is just wow. This movie is just wow. I love it. It is. I really should do a standalone review of this movie. If you haven't heard of Versus, if you haven't seen Versus, definitely go research it. Go check it out. It's yeah, I really enjoy this movie. Really fun movie. Next up, Ringu, the Anthology of Terror. This is all 4 of the Japanese-made Ring movies. Comes in this nice little set here. It has got Ringu, Raisin, R-A-S-E-N, Ringo 2, and Ringu 0. So all 4 movies right there. Cool stuff. Cool little set. I've seen Ringu, but I have not seen any of the other Ring movies. Of course, I saw the Ring remake, and I saw the sequel to the Ring remake, which was just god-awful. But the Ring the Americanized remake of the Ring with Naomi Watts, I thought was really good. Its sequel was just god-awful. The next 3 I picked up from Film Chest, and this is a movie that one of my favorite movies just overall, and I featured this on my Holiday Horrors series of reviews. But this is Silent Night, Bloody Night, and this is the HD restored version using original 35 millimeter film elements. And I have to say, after watching this just the other day, it is a huge improvement over the just like I called it in the in my standalone review of Silent Night, Bloody Night. The old releases, they're not just budget releases; they're below budget releases. They're just awful, horrible quality. This is such a huge improvement over those. I highly recommend it to anybody who is a Silent Night, Bloody Night fan. It's still slightly rough around the edges, but I mean, it's color corrected, it's brightened up, it looks like, I mean, it looks so much better. I mean, the difference is really night and day. Yeah, I really like this movie a lot, and Film Chest did an awesome job with the HD restoration on this, I have to say. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm either going to do like a big full review of the film, of the newly restored version, or I'm going to do like an article over on my blog about it. I'm hoping to get some interviews with some people associated with the restoration and talk about the film more in depth on my blog. So, yeah. Next up, this is the Roger Corman Horror Classics Volume 1. It's got Bucket of Blood, Dementia 13, and The Terror on it. I saw Dementia 13, which is Francis Ford Coppola's first film, many years ago. I don't remember that much about it, but I'm looking forward to checking it out again. Of course, these are also HD restorations from 35mm film elements. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to checking these out. I've not seen Bucket of Blood. I've not seen The Terror. And like I said, I saw Dementia 13, but many years ago. So I'm looking forward to checking it out again and checking out Bucket of Blood and The Terror for the first time. And last but not least, for my DVDs, I have got, again from Film Chest, The Bat with Vincent Price. And this is restored for the first time in HD. Looking forward to checking this out. Heard a lot about this movie over the years, but just haven't really had a chance to check it out. So, yeah, looking forward to checking that out. And the cool things that I discovered at my used bookstore, the first one I want to show off. I actually found this in the free bin outside. In the free bin. But this is an old issue of Famous Monsters of Filmland. And look how cool that is. And it's in just really impeccable condition. I believe it's got a 1970 released, published in 1970. And the pages are just like in really good condition. They're not bent, they're not torn, they're not creased. So somebody, whoever owned this, was definitely some sort of collector, and they kept it in really good condition over the years. And somehow, one way or another, it ended up at the free bin, inside the free bin at my my used bookstore, and so I decided to snatch it up and give it a good home. But what I really love about these is in the back, all the little things that you can like write in, that you can send off for, like the X-ray specs and the the kits to kind of the mask making kits, and I believe there's some sea monkeys back here somewhere that if I recall correctly. Just a lot of really cool stuff in this magazine. So yeah, that was a very cool find, very cool find, and a free find. Also found this. This is the Hellraiser Series 2 Pinhead figure, and he's very cool in there. Yeah, nice little addition to my my horror figures collection, which is rapidly growing. But yeah, lots of cool detail in there. I can't really do him justice here on camera, but lots of cool detail in there on him. Very cool. Yeah. So, like I said, hit up your used bookstores, your secondhand bookstores. You'll never know what you're going to find there. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, Caesar and I will see you guys later. Peace. Mwah.